Hi, I'm Andrew Berman from the Mortgage News Network. You're watching Beyond Print. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with my good friend Paul Lucido, who's National Marketing Director for PRMG. Paul, thank you for taking the time out of your day to sit with us.
Thank you, Andrew, for having me. I really appreciate it.
Listen, now I want to talk about your article that you wrote for National Mortgage Professional magazine, talking about company culture, because I got to say, everyone uses the term company culture. They say, oh, we have the best company culture. And it's become almost where it's a meaningless term, because no one seems to know what it is. No one knows what it should be. Can you define what exactly is company culture?
Sure, I'll do my best here. From my perspective, and as I've told many in many presentations, etc., company culture is something that's earned over time. I've always said that company culture is not something that is Big Bang Theory. For example, you have a lot of startup companies, new companies coming in that say, hey, here's what company culture is. It's going to be X or it's going to be something. It has to happen through a series of behaviors over a period of time. That's typically how company culture comes to fruition, as one would say. It takes time, Andrew. It takes time.
Yep, so it's something you got to kind of build up. It's not happening. You can't say, hey, listen, this is what we should do for our company culture. Let's start this, and tomorrow all of a sudden you instantly have it. It's just something that's going to take time for it to come to fruition, like you said.
Yeah, and I've used these kind of terminologies before in terms of you look at an old lamppost, on a street, let's say, of New York, right?
Yeah.
And over time, it's been weathered and it begins to develop patina, right? It starts to turn green. Well, that's how culture is. Culture takes time. It's kind of like patina. It's not Big Bang Theory, not overnight, but rather over time. And hopefully through a series of good behaviors, the proper behaviors, staying in alignment with core values, as I would like to say, whatever those core values might be, it begins to transcend not only through the employees, but to all the customers that come to the table that we serve. So to me, that's really what company culture is really all about.
Wow, it's almost like karma. It's almost like karma.
I would say that it is.
Yeah.
And you have to think about how important it really is because, again, having a good culture and having an earned behavior, meaning like in our case, we use the terminology built by originators for originators, which is more than just a motto, Andrew. It's literally our unique selling proposition. I have to tell you, been in the business well over 20 years. I could not have come up with a better motto myself. So I've been with Paramount now for PRMG for now 7.5 years. That they live and breathe that motto. Our owners, our founder and co-founder, both were originators. So they've been through the plight of the lone originator. They know what it takes to be successful, and the company was predicated on that exact platform, that motto. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. Now, Paul, so you're talking about successful originators. If you think about it, actually, I know PRMG has some unbelievable originators, some unbelievable account executives on the wholesale side. Do you really need a strong company culture to be able to excel for a top originator? So the top producers out there, is it that important to them because they're going to do what they're going to do? They're going to bring in the loans, just as long as you kind of make sure actually that their loans are handled properly, they go through the system as fast as they possibly could. But do they need that corporate culture in addition to all the other, service requirements, product requirements, and other things that you guys do?
Well, number one, we both know that a good originator, a good account executive out there will always be able to do, it's the 80-20 rule. They're going to bring in the majority of the business. But the culture is not just so as a corporate culture, one would say. I think you have to look at the culture as being the behaviors of all the departments that are all synchronized together. So operations, marketing, all these different divisions all have to be in sync with one another. And the culture transcends through them, meaning we want to do better. For example, here at PRMG, we're aiming to be progressively better in all that we do. That transcends through every single department, everybody that touches a loan, everybody that gets up in the morning and comes to work with a positive attitude that wants to be here to do better, to be better, that is the culture of PRMG. So technically, it does affect everybody in the stream of from the time a loan incepts to the time a loan, funds and closes. But at the end of the day, I would think that a top originator is always looking for a home where they could be part of a culture that resonates directly with them. Technology could be part of that, right? So we are advancing our technologies. We know that technology has its place, and it's ever changing. That's part of our culture now, is to ensure that we provide better technology and that we learn it and that we get better at it. So I think technically, if you were to look at it, or holistically, as one might say, culture is vital to the existence of a company, okay? Otherwise, it would be very short-lived. Good culture ensures that you stay the distance. You go the distance. And we're, 15 years and change now. So we're doing pretty well, I think, so far to prove that theory does work, yes.
It definitely does. And listen, these things that you started doing, 15 years ago were just ideas, procedures. After time, they became actually part of the culture, and they kind of built up company culture equity. Let's call it that. So fantastic.
I would agree with you, Andrew. Both, culture equity and brand equity as well, because now the brand means something to people. They relate the culture to the brand. So it becomes trusted and it becomes valued. And I think that actually means something. It's not trite. Again, it's through behaviors. Yes, sir.
Fantastic. All right, listen, Paul, I know you're a very, very busy guy. I know you guys are doing unbelievable things out there on the wholesale side and the retail side. So I really, really appreciate you taking the time out of the day to meet with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, Andrew, I really appreciate it. You know how I feel about you guys. You guys do a great job for us. We appreciate everything that you do, and I'm very happy to be able to impart some information here today.
Fantastic. Paul, if someone wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Well, two ways. I mean, Lucido at prmg.net. Or if you want to call me directly, you can call me on my cell phone. I don't know if you want my cell phone number, but I'll give it to you, 909-525-6252. We're always accessible. We're here to serve. We're here to help. And we look forward to what the future has in store for all of us.
Fantastic. Thank you, Paul.
You bet.
I'm Andrew Berman with the Mortgage News Network. Thank you for watching.